This corrupt cop has no respect for the law, and things get twisted when he encounters his biggest hater. In the following footage, a police officer can be seen approaching this journalist who is standing on the side of the road. That's when this happens.
Stand back over where you work for me, sir.
There's something wrong with being here?
Yes, sir, there is. I don't want you to be in direct line with that vehicle. I'd like for you to go back to where you were standing. You can continue filming all you'd like, but I don't want you right here.
Am I interfering?
Well, technically, now you're starting to pose into somebody else's private property with your videoing. Yes, sir. Hey, did they give you permission to film inside their truck?
I don't need permission out in public.
In public?
I don't need permission.
In somebody's vehicle?
I don't need permission out in public.
No, not to film us, you're correct. But to film inside somebody's vehicle, that's an extension of their house, and that is a private place. So you do need somebody's permission to film inside their vehicle.
But is that a crime?
If they decide it is, yes.
Who's they?
The two we got in the back of our cars. If they don't want you filming or you didn't get permission from them, you can't be filming inside their cars.
Well, you guys got the door open.
Look, all I'm asking you to do is go stand back over where you were.
Even if I was back there, I could still see inside the car.
Okay, so go stand back over there. It's simple as that. Because right now that I'm having to come over here and ask you to move again, now you're interfering with our investigation. Because instead of me being able to focus over here, I got to focus on you. So if you could just go stand over there, I can call a supervisor if you'd like to speak to a supervisor.
Yeah, go ahead and call a supervisor.
You can make any complaints you'd like, but all I'm asking you to do is go stand back over there where you were.
Just go ahead and call a supervisor.
Okay, do me a favor and go stand back over there for me, all right, bud?
I don't see what's wrong being here.
I'm asking you to go stand back where you were. There was not an issue where you were standing. Now there's an issue where you're at.
Because I'm filming inside the truck, right?
Yes, sir. You can film us all you want. We don't care. We want you to do it from a safe distance. So if you could go back to where you were, that'd be greatly appreciated.
All right. If the issue is with me filming here inside the truck, I won't film inside the truck.
If you could go stand back where you were, please. Go and contact your sergeant. There's not an issue with you filming us. There's an issue with you getting any closer to the scene.
I'm not getting any closer than here.
Okay. Do not move from here. All right. Any closer from here, we're gonna have any more issues. Okay.
I already told you I'm not moving from here, and that's it.
Thank you. I encourage you to film. Thank you.
As the incident plays out, it becomes clear that the cop is making false accusations, and the journalist demands to meet with their supervisor. Even as the sergeant arrives on scene, though, the officer refuses to let the journalist speak with him.
Sergeant's here. He said he'd be over here talking to you in just a little bit, okay?
What's up?
Our sergeant? Okay. He said he's going to be over here talking to you in just a little bit. He's here. He's actually...
All right. You got a business card or anything?
A business card?
Yeah.
Not on me. I can get you one out of my car in a little bit.
All right, cool.
You need my name, badge number? What do you need?
Yeah, that's what I was going to... That's what I was going to need, but I can't hear over the highway noise.
Okay, so you need all of our badge numbers? Or
just yours, and I guess if the supervisor needs to speak with me, I'll talk to him.
Oh, he doesn't need to speak to you. I thought you wanted to speak to him.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
I mean, if you don't need to speak to him, then I'll tell him not to waste his time.
No, he's already here, so I'm not going to waste his time. He already drove over here, so I'll talk to him briefly.
Okay. And like I said, he'll be more than happy to give you anybody's name or badge number that's here.
Okay.
And if you need business cards or anything like that, you give us a little bit, we'll be able to get some business cards too if you'd like.
No, just yours, that's it.
Okay. I can get you one.
Okay.
All right, hang tight for me. Do you have your information? Your driver's license?
What's that?
Do you have your driver's license or name, date of birth?
For what?
Because now you're a witness to this crime that we're doing.
What crime is that?
The crime that we got these people in the back of these cars for.
I don't know what crime they committed.
You don't have to know.
But how do I know what they did, though? I don't know what they did.
Okay, they broke the law. They're in possession of narcotics. That's why they're in the back of our cars.
Okay, now you're telling me that. Okay.
Yeah. So, do you have your name and date of birth?
No.
Or a driver's license?
No.
So you're going to refuse to be listed as a witness since you sat here and videotaped the entire scene?
If you need a copy of the video, I can give you a copy of the video.
Well, yeah, but we're also going to need to identify you in our report that you were here videoing, so when we come to get a copy of that video, we can get that.
All right, let me talk to your supervisor.
He said that he won't want to give us his name or date of birth until he talks to our supervisor. So.
And you're probably going to end up going to jail because right now you're witnessing a crime.
Well, I asked to talk to a supervisor. He's here, so why can't I speak with him?
Because you're refusing to give your information, you'll be going to jail for failure to identify as you're a witness to a crime.
So I need to give you my ID to speak to your supervisor? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Okay, I need to speak to your supervisor.
Why do you need to speak to the supervisor?
Because I requested to speak to
warrants
him.
that?
Because I requested to speak to him, and he's here.
Okay. So what's your point?
He's here. I need to speak with him.
You've got no part of the scene, right? But you want to speak to our supervisor.
You can speak to him.
Okay.
Yeah, but you'll be in handcuffs and it'll be at the jail. Is that what you want to do?
I need to speak to your supervisor.
Is that what you want to do?
I need to speak to your supervisor.
What aren't you understanding? You put yourself in this situation right here. You see that? You're on private property
Private
right now.
or public?
You're on private property right now.
Okay, what does that have to do with anything?
The officer adopts a different tactic when met with the journalist's refusal to disclose his name. They resort to issuing a direct threat of arresting him. The cops were seemingly unaware that doing so is illegal, especially when it comes to the person being a witness.
Well, this guy...
He doesn't want you here.
This guy actually did call and tell us he wanted you to leave.
That guy right there?
So...
What's his name?
So what's your point?
What's the guy's name that don't want me here?
So do you want to identify yourself so we can list you as a witness to this crime, or...?
I'm just asking a simple question. The guy that you just talked to, he doesn't want me here.
Yes.
So is he
Would
trespassing?
you like for me to go ask him to tell you to leave himself?
Do you already have that notice?
Yes, he told us when he came over here and gave me his business
Then why
card.
do you have to go ask him then?
If you would like for him to tell you himself.
He can tell me whatever he needs to do.
If
he needs to tell me to leave, I'll leave. Simple as that. He needs to give me a warning before you can trespass me.
Well, now until you identify yourself, now you're forced to not leave.
All right, I need to speak to your supervisor.
Okay.
What's your name and badge number?
Don't worry about it. You'll get it in a minute.
What's up, Buck? You guys got the same nameplates?
Yeah, Deputy Chelly, 315.
You like that? You got
Same
the same nameplates?
Yeah.
Same person or?
Yeah, we're the same person.
We're all one.
He's the same person as me. There's obviously two of us standing here, but we're the same people.
All right, must be twins or something.
Yep. That we are.
Could be. So why'd you come over here?
I don't answer questions.
You don't answer questions?
I don't.
So you just like coming and getting in the middle of crime scenes and filming them? I mean, it probably would have been a good idea to keep walking today. Do you have a car here? Or are you just walking down the road?
The law enforcement officers continue to impose direct threats at the journalist. It is noteworthy that the journalist remarkably maintained his will and consistency in the face of extreme pressure and a hostile atmosphere.
Owen, you're here to do business?
What's that?
Are you here to do business
I could.
on a property?
I could.
Okay, you want to come in and look at something then?
Yeah, sure. As soon as I'm done here, I can go in and get some information.
Okay. What are you looking for?
What's that?
What are you looking for?
Prices and everything like that.
Okay.
Hold on, man.
How's it going? Can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you mind if I go on your property and
Kinda
talk to
busy,
him,
but
or?
No, he's on his property.
Can hang
so
out here?
He can hang out if
Oh,
he
no,
wants.
no,
Just like you can hang out, he can hang out.
No, I was asking if we can go over there because of the road noise. I'm not able to hear you.
Oh, well, we're leaving here in a minute anyway.
Okay.
So what's up?
All right. So before I leave here, I just need to get his badge number and his or his business card, whatever the case may be.
It's Deputy Cameron Chelly, 315 is my badge number.
Okay. All right. So my only problem is I was just here. Y'all can step over here. I don't want y'all to get hit. So I can get you a business card.
Yeah.
But this is what I do. I film what public officials do on public property. I'm a journalist. I gather content for stories.
That's good.
But this officer here was telling me that I had to move back over there. I couldn't stand over there. And I was asking him why. He told me that I wasn't allowed to film inside the vehicle here. But
I mean, that's their privacy too. We got to get their consent to go in, so what makes it any different for you?
well, that's to go in.
Yeah.
But I'm not going in. I'm just observing. That's kind of like equivalent to this is his property, but I can't film it because it's
Okay.
on his property.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, and it's not against the law.
Okay.
So he needs to get educated on that because
Okay.
that's clearly not the case. Okay. Now, am I currently being detained here, or am I free to go?
You're free to go, man.
Well,
I'm
we
here.
need-
I came all the way from Canyon Lake to
we
talk
need
to
to
you.
identify him now.
Okay.
Detained right now.
You need to
Yeah.
identify me.
Yes, sir, I do.
For?
Because you're a witness to a crime and you sat here and recorded the whole crime.
I don't know what crime was committed.
I told you.
You told me, but I
told you
didn't
that.
know. I didn't know
Two individuals
beforehand.
are under arrest for possession of narcotics.
I didn't see y'all
And then
pulling
you
narcotics
said
out the car.
that you still wouldn't identify yourself until you spoke to our sergeant. Now you spoke to the sergeant, so I need to get your name and date of birth. So
I can give you a
identify
copy of the vehicle. I can give you a copy of the video.
I don't need a copy of the vehicle.
I can give you a business
I need
card.
your identifying information so I can list
You
you in
just
the
need your
report
ID and
as a
info.
witness.
Yeah. You're
I
a
s-
witness.
I
But
don't-
right now you're failing to ID as a witness to a crime.
Because
What
if
crime?
hey,
Exact
what's your first name, man? I know what.
Sir?
What's your first name, sir?
I'll give you my first name. It's Philip.
Philip.
Yes,
Philip.
I'll give you that.
Best case scenario, that female and that male says that we did something against the law. Eight cops against one person, right? So you know who I would want? I would want the guy who's not even involved in this to be my witness. That's how it works.
Ultimately, the sergeant's arrival at the scene marked a turning point in the course of events. The journalist used the chance to tell the sergeant that his officers had forced him to play the part of a witness to the alleged crime when he was initially unaware of what happened inside his car.
So they need me as a
Because
witness.
you're part of any type of information that anybody that comes. We're gonna have to ID him because he's in our cameras now.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody. That's how it works nowadays.
See, and I already got his business card. He already identified himself.
So he gave his name and date of birth and all that
yes,
stuff.
I've got it all right
I said
here.
I can go get a business card too. I said that.
Well, that's fine, but here's the thing. You can't leave until we identify you. He walked up and had it ready. So you can give us your name and date of birth, and then you can walk off all you want. But the thing is we got to identify everybody now that's a witness to this. He came up. He's in the video of our camera, so now he's identified as a witness.
So is he going to be subpoenaed? He's going to be sent to court?
He can be,
He
yeah.
can be, just like you can be.
Okay.
So it's up to the attorneys if they want to subpoena anybody. But you got to understand that all these cars have cameras on them, and they see you standing here, and they're going to be like, well, who's this guy? Did he have anything to do with the scene? Well, why didn't you identify him? So that's what I'm trying to get at.
And where'd you come from?
That's not relevant.
It's not relevant?
No, it's not.
So you just
How do we know you didn't get out of this vehicle?
Yeah, they're gonna be there.
Go behind and you're with them and you walked over.
Did you
Where's your
just
vehicle?
really ask me that?
I don't. Did I seriously just ask you that?
Is that a serious question?
Yeah, it actually is a serious question. Why would you randomly walk up to this and then fail to identify
I
yourself?
already told your supervisor what I do. I'm a
It's all right.
journalist.
I really don't care what you do. It doesn't matter.
You have a question?
No, I'm just waiting on this business card and I'm out of here. That's it.
I gave you my name and badge number.
I asked for a business card. You said you were
I
going to
told
go
you I
get
don't
one.
have one.
You didn't have to give
We
me
don't.
a
We all don't
business
have any,
card.
man.
Okay, what's your name and badge number?
My name is Cameron Shelley. My badge number is 315.
Okay, thank you.
For
All right, now, like I said, I already told you, I'm a journalist. I gather content for stores. That's
fine.
it.
We had no problem with that, man. We just don't like the space. I don't know, everybody, I mean, CNN could come down here and plop and we wouldn't tell them to leave. I mean, there's no difference just because you have a smaller camera. I don't care.
Right.
Just be careful where you go, okay? That's
Right.
that's all we're trying to get at.
That's fine.
I have no problem with you videotaping. There's no issue. We don't do anything wrong.
And that's what I told you earlier. I didn't have a
Now,
problem with you videotaping.
now, Sergeant, am I free to go or am I being detained?
Not until you give your name and date of birth.
Hey, Pee.
Are you going to give him your name and date of birth or not?
I'm talking to your sergeant right now.
He's not talking to you. He's on the phone.
I'm not talking to you either. I'm talking to your sergeant.
It doesn't matter. Guess what? We both have the same job.
He's a
We'll
higher
identify
rank than
one
you.
way or another.
He's a higher rank than you. That's why I speak. This is who I asked to speak with. He's here, so that's
great.
who I'm speaking with.
That's great.
Okay.
But I made contact with you before he did.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not sure you're really versed in the law good enough in the fact that you're failing to ID.
On request
You
by
will
any
ID
police
or you
officer.
will not leave here.
I'm talking to
unless
your.
you're
I'm talking to your
impacted in the car.
supervisor right now.
I don't care.
What'd you
I
say
don't
your
care
first
if
name
you're
was
talking
again,
to a
Seth?
supervisor.
Even with the sergeant's presence on the scene, the officer continued to unjustly disparage the journalist, implying that his unwillingness to identify would somehow link him to the alleged crime scene. This continuous conversation showed a persistent disrespect for the rights of the journalist, as well as a noticeable lack of clarity.
You can address me by sir,
Okay.
Mr., whatever the case may
So
be.
earlier when I spoke to you and I asked you to move back and you refused, did or did I not tell you that it was okay to film us? And I encouraged you to keep filming us.
I didn't say you didn't.
Okay,
Nobody has a problem with you filming.
Obviously, y'all
I'm just
guys are
trying to
like
make sure
right
that
up in
you
my
understand.
face right now.
Because you
I'm
injected
not up in your
yourself into
face.
this
If
crime
I were
scene.
up in your face, then you
All
would
right,
know.
you need anything from him? You good?
I'm good.
Do you want to
Let
make
me talk to him real quick.
Okay. Can you try and identify for us?
Yeah. All right. Let's go here. All right. There's no reason to argue, man. You're not doing anything wrong, and but here's the deal. They got a point there. I mean, your worst case scenario is that your camera would be a part of evidence, but we're not going to go there because I have a camera. I have plenty of cameras going, so I don't need your camera. Now, if something were to happen to where man, we get into a shooting or something or a fight and somebody gets hurt, then you know what? I'm taking your camera because that's the way. So you got to be careful with that in the future. Okay, when you're doing this,
but on that one, I'll tell you, there was a shooting on 6th Street that happened not too long ago, and I helped aided them catching the shooter.
And I have no problem with that. No. But that's what's called evidence. It's not that I want your camera because I want you to stop doing this. It's just that, man, you would be surprised how many angles we need nowadays.
I understand that.
You know, so here's and that's the point that they're trying to get is now that you're involved in here and you got to see from the beginning to the end because these guys are up to no good.
Technically, I didn't come up here at the very beginning. I came here when they were sat on the curb right there, and they were being handcuffed. I didn't see anything come out the car. All I know is I saw a drug go around the car. A dog go around the car, and that was it. The next thing I know, I see them put things in brown bags, and that's it. I don't know what happened until that officer came over and told me they're being arrested for narcotics. I was like, oh, okay. But I mean, you can't, as a witness, you can't feed me that type of information. So then I wouldn't be a credible witness.
And then so you didn't see anything?
I didn't.
I'm asking you about if you saw anything.
No, I didn't. All I said was I saw they put stuff in brown bags though, but I didn't see any narcotics. See what I'm saying? He told me there was narcotics in there.
Regrettably, the sergeant's response fell short of providing comprehensive knowledge of the law to both his fellow officers and himself. He told the journalist that he had the authority to seize his camera, demonstrating a concerning ignorance of the law to protect the rights.
I know that they want to get my information, but I'm telling you I didn't see anything. And I'm not going to lie and say I saw something that I didn't see. That's just point blank and period. I told you what I saw. I saw them put a case in a brown bag and some clothes in a brown bag. That's it. I didn't see any narcotics.
So you said Seth? Philip?
First name is Philip.
Man, it's been one of those days, man. Mm-hmm. So yeah, what's a good contact info for you?
I got a business card in the car, and I can give you that. Is that your SUV up there?
I'm in the way back.
Okay.
Where you at?
You see that car down there on the side of the road? That's where I'm at. Yeah, man, this is what I do, man. This is what I do.
All right.
I'll get your business card. They're right there in the front
just
seat.
wait a few minutes. Just make sure you don't get run over or anything, man. And I'll stop by. And,
okay.
And you can just walk across when I pull off this side of the road.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
Man. Be careful.
Even after being threatened by the cops that he would not be able to leave the scene without being identified, the journalist managed to get out of the situation by educating them and without giving in to their wrongful demands. This highlights the significance of upholding individual primacy in such encounters.